Alright, Abusuya Mamunina Makwaba, Eba Ghana Politics Avenue, GH Politics Avenue. Ahana open all the trending political stories in Ghana unsa bitumi akan. Nene sorry di Brema Busuya da Musunku, eye kuku unsensem, ECG bo aye din, ene nyoma koso wo oman Ghana mu, ehun sensem na yabo bi bede, na yabo bi chimko aye de bedum yahwefo ne yetifo ewo saa channel yisu. Nene sembe na eba abontin. Ura avanche na din sembia kwato so wo CTV oman Ghana nkoso dwumadi a mudi na no pa bia so na nensembe no di tudwa se ka electricity bo aye den nyoma ekoso nyina no de abanda da no de so bobo na ochirimu a adentina abaya ya to aba ayiwa free so say aban from bra na wo sha manfo koten se omu meters omu use ne ensisa na ne meters from bra ukoko so si koko contract de man kwofo so omu ndua koko no sika omkoji free bank ho no say sika mo amfa anya adwuma no mde yemkurem o mo amfa anya mu even 30%. Some crofo na omudi za adwumi na yenko ora engada documents yen gada omu nyina ne yencho muntu nyefom godina asem bi ono de or the Japan be enserenso ama Ghana the Japan even Japan mampani kura no odi nsemu no Japan yet na ko to afiase life imprisonment. Jadi ntina ko fo mudi dream ne kata hye ne proye wo man Ghana mu ye gya mo no ne nam no mo asa nam TV so ebo aban yechi wa abra mo na edi nsemone aban we people mo nsemone ne o ma amamu fu mbobu ye o de nsem tutuja wo ya titi program so ye o man ko so CTV na nsem de mu orem ese wani se o ka che mo yenko tie ni wa abra o de za nsem tutuja e dai na Ghana politics have open all the trending political stories in Ghana ya na usabeka yenko tie ava mbari se ba de do bia ye no be share
munya botre emfa emame na weekend net say ja ye shiase ya na ediko weekend dia besi.
I think a lot of activities, but the most important thing is and I think that is the most important thing. Human day we are them for God and country. You go so and ye jay nye where that's a CI and a bear hoso no mind that got them. Always there must be vocal voices try to shaping and guard whatever that is happening. The average ordinary Ghanaian benya some faso. Space but who's a lot of people I shall say complaining about your friend saying electricity tariff that's for various social media platform. It's quite sad. And I back here, there be a because I near my moving yet why you know. It be a original brosan task to tennis. Obaka say, maybe our video so a bizarre question say, Adentina, a bias sana by no coffee. Now at that time, and de your friend is a meter for aggressively, why a man for a bra meter never on a fort any home. Yeah, but now I think a week after, and a communication came said they should suspend that particular way. You see, a man for the minor your business, and it's the reason why, sir, your friend saying, meter na the issue be any home, but Quabrania comma contract, eduntino, at the end say, young why by force. And many of the issues I ever have to do with this meter, install your mom for. What I say is the reason why my position has always been Cocoabod, ECG. Scholarship Secretariat, all the agencies must be subjected to critical criminal inquiry to be able to ascertain. It's a near way a course a right and care course. Most of the procurement course was it right? Then as a forum, the band send a buyer or is it a power? Well, lose power we echo. A be contracted on supply. Over 80,000 saying bills of jute sack. Abra Onim said there is a backlog in the previous years, it may be 75,000. Now our supply just 500 per. Now yet it is my way, so I think we need to be very aggressive, do criminal inquiry into some of these things, and more deserve to be prosecuted. Must be prosecuted because 1 year, in the next 1 year, you cannot be making reference to the past government anymore. Because the question is, Bibia, then why so I think that this is the time to do all these things. Sanitize the system. Am I the pedestal we find ourselves in? Oman no be ejina say so in moving forward the expectations of Ghanaians will be in line with the current state of play because nipa no nim baby I was see na they expect you to do more. You understand? So I think these are some of the things that government must take into consideration and ensure all these critical sectors are messy up ama corruption and as a for a man for the year to talk as see a dining as a forum no and making sure that we inquire into all these things and those who deserve to be prosecuted must be prosecuted to send a loud message to people out there because you see in building and nurturing a democracy the only way to achieve that and say we may establish these conventional red lines now no metiana make catch us South Korea or more former president immediate former president you're jailing for life. You're jailing the last better American say why institute martial law you're jailing for life or condemning kwanda former president Akufo-Addo crab by fiance and I think say omopam no or condemn jail forever. So this is nema way just to establish these conventional red lines say obi who say and a former president kwanda for life now what turn with you know those kind of stuff but they had here for jail once you can talk and buy your way out and these people who let Cocoabod down and are now dominating the media space, spending propaganda, they are on the grounds lying to farmers and then as a forum because they are working free. You understand? So I think we need to change this methodology and make sure we go the aggressive way. Menka say young wage hunty obi. But obi the actions, inactions, omissions and commissions. Amagana bedura bi edriama ene. Obia simbo duame o man yentimi nkwa yanima ene yaka ba bia yaka yi we must begin to punish these people for such decisions.
All right, then I think say yemfa Cocoa de wo so kakra. Me bo video bi na Cocoa kuani bi asema na waka che Dr. Tukono because I know say when we say Dr. Tukono so start here all call round. So I don't know Davidson video na ready anka obebo ama Ivan etie biem na what make key points out of it, Eddie Amaye?
We can add a crack. So we can add a crack. Name Prem dear. Nidrago Quakiafo in our name. Nameka say, Abida and Wamoka. And son, I young Yabajatum Sabine Boka. Ain't in Abanesano. She's a machino. Just I want Nedinamarano. Now, Mayor who say no crave company for the near who then you didn't dance and yet they are so at here. Honorable. Inti ampana sa papa so be na mpa ne kasa o kan e bia yete ne hu so odo akuafo pa wo de won goto dwani ani bi ni cheda ne papa ni nkomo se wo ba wu ma na ogu na akuafo yasem nyina ne se sa ban dada ne bo ka to ho de a ene won chi no ne hu se ya mpa se amane sa de a ya nyintum aban bia mo ka yan kasa wo ya trufo ne mom de ne hu ne di hu adansi ntia honorable ya ne wo kan bibi sei wasa men.
And Ivan.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
This is the cocoa farmers.
Yes, it's reasonable. And then we have you see, your politics now advanced to a stage, and obi a wadwen le senka anti politics as or more adwin they understand the issues.
Sure.
The political audience in 1990, are more consuming the political market. They are different from or more in your way. People are certainly very critical. They will ask all the critical questions. And the question is, most of the state-owned enterprises, agencies, and state wedding by crime scene. People were recklessly mismanaging these entities, taking decisions that are so dangerous to your friends or minor. Corruption then as a phone in our course. So the only way beyond say investigation as situated critical fact me stand the test of prosecution or court it will remain assumptions, conjectures and suppositions unless there be a criminal inquiry. Near to me I lay the building blocks a bit in the general why there some of these things. And it's the reason why some of these things are very critical. You understand sometimes you see you don't just even do to find fault, but you establish what the facts are, so that the average Ghanaian will know. Say, oh, Cocoabod, I understand. Say in the call. So, because Abra mote cocoa, Abra price, or international market, most of the people, their argument has always been said, then government will have to find money to pay for the difference.
Yeah.
The question is, Cocoabod at that particular moment, was it solvent to be able to guarantee that particular payment? The answer is no. They see here because certain individuals use the Cocoabod as a financing tool. What they finance political urges. For instance, Kwabraneba Sorako African Development Bank, akwaje $350 million. Say or the baba cocoa rehabilitation way. Yeah, at the end of the day, hectares rehabilitation 156,000. They ended up rehabilitating less than 50,000. Sikani Nyansa, you're saying I spend the extra 700 million Ghana cedis account. And you begin to ask questions. How 350 million with just rehabilitation? When Timianya the way, I was in Bohoka. Say the party to me church, you say, then you tell the people of this country, you understand? And again, sir, your friend said, do sack your procurement and your chairman for you. Nipani the contract money to Yanaka, then the BBA we are. Onya or that we are in front of who be himself by Ember. Yes, so corporate where they soon yet they were given that particular contract. So Nipana procurement, not all that authorization, knowing very well say much of it has been awarded, they have not been supplied yet. The person was insisting say people should go and buy, you know. Then they will come and answer. Ghana for who say Nipa way na year way. Kwanya ya fast so the Cocoabod boost Cocoabod bosia. Yet me monitoring and evaluation. Yet me sika bag mama kwabrani say unko take cocoa farmers data. How much a cost you know? These things must be told in plain language. You understand? And sana what's in babe chirim say cocoa no a swati our war stage. Say net year ya kasa ye tuma Cocoabod no the financial standing in the position a weekend to the stand say yen to me yes sir. Say your physical class the financier a buy no Cocoabod na ye cannot enfrim that because we are coming from a background that cocoa na yakwaji hu sikasi ya supply na yentumi an supply na ya deka over 333,000 metric tons of cocoa ya sa cocoa no ya ma meton current price o omoji ya na omosan lock in 2,600 per ton dollars. Yes, sa 333,000 metric tons of cocoa na what is a kana si yetua no. Yes, no lock price in 2,600. So the following year Cocoabod eba beto cocoa no na autofree farmer no $3,100. And every ton be a wo todia kutua ka bia no oboka $494 times 333 saying almost $941 million there alone. A car. Because Nipa na senka supply cocoa no man this year. One no price no say meton 2,600. Want to be on supply the following year. The following year no cocoa farmer no eso at kosoro. Want to be cotton free no house 2,600 na wa lock no. No and they or turn 3,100. And the Cocoabod will have to come and buy at 3,100. Then we'll go and give it to Nipa no order the cano 2,600.
Hi.
Yes. First year we supply, I think that was about 255,000. This year we are supposed to provide supply the rest, which is 98,000. Nina lock at 2,600. You understand? So me, why I find it quite astonishing. They say, Abrasa nema we cost nina. No Cocoabod should have taken the lead. All Nabako grounds, you don't allow opposition to take the lead to go and sow this misinformation and disinformation campaign. By the time I overcome no, already no. You want someone doing some be can be mubu ni semunu because on the country say nipa na ya boni identity order so nam. What I say, that is why I this order to investigate and make us a late because it should have been done long ago. But you say it's always better late than none. You understand? So I think say aside Cocoabod the asem na yeka, me say ECG can be and all other state entities, you know. There's various security heads now. President Mahama appointee or sometimes it's not always that the president will give you directive. People should be seen acting on their own. You understand? Because you are working with intelligence in as a forum. After assessing the books and all the things that has happened, you can institute this inquiry. Because when I'm a Cocoabod CEO, I can call for that investigation. When I'm a ECG boss, I can call for that investigation without even referencing the president in as a forum. That is why the person I will post that trust and confidence in you, sir.
To be there.
You are fully in charge. Take charge of this sector. Manage it. Must it always come back to the president? You understand? So I think that people should be seen acting on their own. And yes, sir, that is why I'm for us say QC Binum say they are cutting deals, cutting corners. It may not be entirely true. It could be just assumption as if, but because these criminal inquiries are not going, it will lend certain credence. Because in politics, it's not always about the fact. People believe in what they hear. You understand? And once this propaganda machinery begin to, you know, operate in our gaining grounds, and unfortunately, you know, the mainstream media who understand some of these things, you know, instead of them to lay down the facts, you know, you know, they are the people who are providing the oxygen of publicity to this senseless propaganda, air spinning, and they are finding it, making it look like government is doing something against farmers. Realizing, say, see a current state here, that John Mahama government is paying the average farmer almost 90% of everything that they go to the market to sell. And the government, how benevolent can government be for doing this thing? You understand? When in the past, when the price surged to over $10,000, you know, the farmer was receiving less than 3,000 Ghana cedis at the time. You understand? About dollar rate, you know, is very high.
Yeah.
And then what's now we all the mathematical computation around this cocoa and as for that. No single logical mind will be able to accuse government. So I had the bonnet. Because at the prices at the international stage over the years, but I just say more better ye. Sanka ya boy better yanka yan sisa cocoa guship so the bian fan come aquabranesa on top. Now what will produce what the end ya nya will determine price. Now what better yanka na be determine. Cocoa we are seeing in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire produces 70 to 60% of world cocoa production. Abisa I don't think determine price in Ghana and Cocoabod. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire enter table home because what our produce what they won't determine price.
Yeah.
Because on the thought the idea Ojawa cocoa nobody saw by where they are because winyan enye adwin bian ade any value to it. Cocoa processing marketing when we all having in another sense mutimi processing about 400,000 metric tons, you know. Agu area na court to assess na japade agu abontensa young town because on the cut 300 million Ghana cedis. Ontimi ntia and akufo what I say. Yeah, boy, better and we cannot even determine. Cocoa na ye cotton, it is the buyer who is telling how much they are going to give us. Right. You understand? Because they say, you know, and I'm saying a financing model now have a bit shaky because of San Krufoko ya brabo money omukobo ya nunti cocoa syndication ya lusu. Cocoa syndication ya call first, you know. Yeah, they were treating us very good. The first time we had 1.7 billion. The following year, 2016-2017, we had 1.8 billion. We had 1.6, 1.5. Akufa the buy never 1.3, 1.3 until 2022-2023. Yakoya said no. The books are so dirty. So they could only give us $694 million, which wasn't enough to buy cocoa. So we had to run to your friend said the buyer model. At that stage, you know, we started with 60-40, where the buyers will pay 60 and Cocoabod will have to find money to pay for the 30, and for the remaining 40. Of course, so that year, cocoa is a supply, client, and supply. And the other day, Bank of Ghana had to come in. And your friend said, Cocoabod, $70 million, and Sano Mutimi Kotiasa Sikano, 690 we know what the man Bank of Ghana had to give us a bailout of $700 million and Sana yet me settle that debt and cannot cry and default. Subsequent to that, and I almost a tin time, almost my sikabium. Kwabrane ba na akacho say you winning off from syndication. No be say nana ordinary finance and so ordinary papa. There is no way. That is why I commend President Mahama for coming up with this cocoa bond initiative, you know, because it's sustainable, it's long lasting, henceforth, you know. Ghana for ya deep Ghana na siko teacher ni ya obetimi akwa akoto sa cocoa bond no bi. Na ya de sa sika na to cocoa, sika no ba enkwa abonte higher net. That is leadership. You understand? You see, Debia Makacha said, amidst of this challenge, look at the decision that the president has taken. Resolve this particular issue once and for all. For me, it is something very commending. And you don't even hear the media talking about these things. Over the years, say cocoa price in a quarter could do your friends even $10,000. They are buying a pen or the cocoa farmer. President Mahama say or the legislation eba ebeshe aban bia you cannot pay the farmer less than 70% of the FOB price. Do a farmer, even though there is a challenge today, you see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The government is really thinking about securing your interest in the long term. So ofri sukrana while local with interest obianti mama sisi obi and do onam na kasa buying way no and pay farmer sema. It's mere propaganda, you understand? So you look at the other side of it. But I think communication on this thing must be enhanced.
All right, Ebuzavu da masisemo Jibre na mudeti na mudahwe ye zidi dae na GH Politics Avenue Ghana Politics Avenue. Open all the trending political stories in Ghana haya na unsa beka nani dedika ba channel isu a wadawroma subscribe to channel yi subscribe ya na afi notification bell na on odo sa boso se be ya video afufuru bi e binya de bebre na se video wintu aso kra na de be ma unsa bitima kan ntem no hu de ekoso Ghana amanyo semu ene de ekoso Ghana ya mamu na afesu wi a video de bedum mis wani ji hu na wo pa wo be like wi na wo sha ma foforo so nya bi wo like na wo sha ma foforo so nya bi na amanfo so mu de ekoso Ghana ya manyo sem na afi comment section won inda wo comment section mi hu adwen kire fa video da bedum mu yin la yin sa wo so ndi ano baba ye e wo comment section ni hu se ina on small way de e bit ma ye aboa Ghana manyo sem atumpo na akoso na dimu etina hono hono ma hu adwen cheni ni sa wo so da mu na masasa majebre na mu de tizi mi ka GH Politics Avenue upo the trending political stories in Ghana na onsa ebeka da mu na masasa majebre mu ti yakra mu baba